guys, Tim with Broken Dice hobby update. Haven't done one of these in a while. I'm going to be talking about my Romans and what I'm going to be working on with them. In a video last year, one of my projects was to change my Romans from uh, the small units that I had. I had 12 guys per unit, used them as small units as cohorts, and I had 10 of those. I've decided to expand that and use 16 guys in a unit. So with an 8-man frontage, I have new bases. I've got a lot of it done, but I needed to add 4 models per cohort. And that gave me 40 dudes. So I've had to add some, and I'm in the process of painting and adding to. So one of the problems, though, is I don't have enough shield transfers. So what do? You go online, you order shield transfers from wherever you got the models from, right? So you get the right ones. Well, you add the shipping on, and to me, it's just way too expensive. And I have other shield transfers that don't necessarily match each particular cohort. But I'm just going to go ahead and use them, because right now, if I ever decide to expand into something, then that's fine. I'll already have some guys ready to go. But I'm not going to pay that kind of shipping price for something that's, no bigger than this size, and I'm paying $20 to get it shipped here. I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to use up what I got. So, for example, one of my cohorts, they have this shield design. Okay? They're Little Big Man Studios. Well, I have extras of these. Oops, let's do it this way. Extras of these. So I'm going to go ahead and use those shield transfers until at some point in time I decide to expand my units or not. And I'm just going to use them. So, on the table, if you get real close up, I think you'll be able to tell those differences in the units, but overall, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Next up, finish 2 scorpions to add to the Legion. Metal models from Warlord Games. What the others were, and I kind of like to keep that kind of consistent. And then I added some new cavalry mounts for my Roman Cavalry. As you know, with Warlord Games, they have these very small horses. Probably much more historically accurate, because horses at that point in time were not the big, robust, medieval knight carrying, impact cavalry guy. The problem is, if you don't have at least 3 points of contact on these bases, the little legs on them are so small. And because I magnetize my bases and I have metal spears, I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but they'll begin to tilt over. Okay? This one, lucky enough, it has 3 points of contact. Some of them don't. And what I had been doing was, like with this model, it only had 2 points of contact, the rear legs, and I had to put in a bush and a little metal piece of wire to connect to this front leg and do a lot of shit to the bases, because this was one that would constantly fall over. So I got tired of doing that, so I'm just going to put them all on different horses. So what I chose was like these War Games Atlantic. They come in a box. There's like 18 of them, and they're great, except for one little thing as far as the project I'm going. Not as it's a big deal about their sculpting, or anything about that, but it's just the kind of project I'm using. That this saddle blanket, if you can, let's do it this way, you see how thick it is. It's convex. It's out. It's off away from the model, as opposed to something that's like in the Warlord Games one. You can just see how thin that saddle blanket is. Or even to look at an old Games Workshop knight mount. You know, it's in the plastic rather than convex outside of it. Okay. So other than that, that's where I'm at. This is kind of what it'll look like, because I got one of the old riders on the new horse. You got to kind of spray their legs out a little bit to get them to sit down, and I kind of file a little bit on the inside, and I get a nice round arc so they sit down on that much wider saddle blanket. But that's where I'm at. Hopefully I'll have most of this project done by the end of the week, and we will talk about something far more financial in the next one. I'm going to be doing some real soul searching on what I've got and how much I've got, and we're going to go over my spending spree of last year and maybe some of the year before that are still in these cabinets, and we're going to see what I'm going to do about them. That's enough of this. Everybody stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you next time.